What's going on, family? This is Jesus. Welcome to Oak Cliff Beer Kingdom. So I want to make a short video today to give you a brief history of how Oak Cliff Beer Kingdom came to exist. In 2019, probably the beginning of, I want to say February of 2019, I told my wife that I wanted to start a little side hustle. I didn't know what, but one day I went to buy body oils. If you don't know what body oils are, essentially they are, or in this case, what I seek for were designer-inspired fragrances in oil form. So I used to go to this spot in here in Oak Cliff, and so when I got to the spot, the guy was talking to one of his customers. She expressed to him that she wanted to sell body oils, so he told her, I sell wholesale, so we can start off with a basic package. You buy this much amount, you buy the bottles, you buy the fragrances, you bottle them, you sell them. So anyways, I talked to him. I really thought it was a great idea. I'm like, you know what? I love fragrances. Why not? Might as well make it my hustle. Fast forward, I started selling body oils to my family, to my friends, to a few coworkers. It was going great. Then I got the idea. Actually, I'm lying. My mom or my dad, one of them, kept telling me to go to Traders Village, which is a huge flea market here in Dallas. So I did. I went. Man, it went great. I think that weekend, just Saturday, Sunday, my wife and I made about $800 to $900. And obviously, I was new to the game. I was very naive. I thought that's how it was gonna go every weekend. But after that, it dropped down to maybe a couple $100, $200-300. Saturday and Sunday for both days. And I started declining. The weather started getting hotter. I was spending 12 hours a day trying to sell these body oils, passing out samples and posting on my Instagram and Facebook. So I think about 6 months later, I want to say about 3 or 4 months later, my brother told me, hey, why don't you come to my barber shop and try to sell them here? So I did. I set up in his barber shop called Chop-A-Lot Barbershop, located in Duncanville, Texas. So if you need a barber and you're here in Dallas, Duncanville area, check out Chop-A-Lot Barbershop. My brother has great barbers. He has JR, he has June, he has Abby. There's a new guy, I can't remember his name right now, but they're all pretty good guys, so check them out. Anyways, back to the story. I simply started selling there. I would go over to the supermarket next door. I would go out and try to catch people that would walk by, because where he's at, there's like a Whataburger, there's a Mexican supermarket and a gas station, so there's pretty good traffic. So I started trying to pass samples outside and whatnot. It didn't really go well. I think it was even worse than Traders Village. The good days, on a good day, I think I would sell about $100, and that was a 12-hour shift for $100, which it may not seem like it's a little bit, but considering all the hustle and everything that I was trying to do, I was just not satisfied. At least to me, $100 was not enough. My goal was, higher, maybe $300-400 in a day. So then my brother told me, hey, why don't you just go mobile? There's other people that do it. So I tried. I went to a few barber shops. I went to one of them is called Texas Fades. The owner, JC, gave me a chance to sell there a few times. Even offered me to go to his other barbershops and sell, which I was planning, but then COVID hit. Anyways, I went to a few like beauty salons and just a few other places where they do hair. Some places, they were pretty cool, they were pretty open. Other places, there's one in particular there in Duncanville, I forget the name, but the lady was just so rude. Her stylist, they just, and I was pretty respectful. I walked in, introduced myself, asked to talk to the owner, and from the get-go, she was just, it was just a bad day, but it was an experience, fellas. Anyways, towards the end of the year, I think around November, October, somewhere around there, I came across specifically two guys, but it was more than them. It was more than two guys though, but these particular two already had a pretty successful business. One of them is Happy Beard, Happy Life. The other guy is, his name is Melvin. Pretty awesome guy, pretty cool dude. And the other one was Debonair, Corey. These two fellas inspired me to want to try and sell beer products at first. I think Melvin offered me to sell, or he told me he was going to put a deal together. And I think I joined Debonair's affiliate program, but immediately, I was willing to start selling, but my thought was, if I'm gonna do all this hustle for someone else's brand, might as well do it for mine. So I started researching. Corey was very helpful. He pretty much told me where to buy stuff, and kind of showed me, a little bit around. Told me just a few things, some basic things I needed to know to start a beer company, and I did. I started doing my research, but I mean, I didn't really have any guidance from anybody. It was just hard. It was hard figuring out how much fragrance to use. It was really hard for me in the beginning with the beard oils. I struggled a few months, and I think I even reached out to J Hustle. The particular problem I was encountering, it was that I already had oils or fragrances from what I was selling, so I thought I could use those, but you learn as you go, and basically they were not fragrances that were body oils. They could be used in lotions and other things, but I think they were very diluted. So whenever I would mix it with my carrier oils, it would smell amazing in bottle, but once you would apply it in beard, not even 10 minutes later, it would start smelling like dry soap. So it was very frustrating. And but anyways, I just kept trying and error, and eventually I was able to make it work. But I mean, like I said, I was fairly new. I didn't really know. I didn't really know like what to do or whatever. When you're new at something, you're scared. At least in the way I am, my personality, I don't like failure, and I know that failure doesn't necessarily mean you can't do it. It's just it just means that you have to try it again. But at that moment, you're investing your own money, so you want to make it work with what you got. I just didn't want to run out of funds and whatnot, so I sold a few products like that. I saw that people were liking the texture of the butter, so I immediately got my own scents and started making, the Oak Cliff Beer Kingdom products. The bottles were plain black. The tubs were white and black. The labels were really basic labels. If you check out my boy Rose's, I think it's an IG video. If you go to his Instagram, he talks about how a company brings up their level or their game, or how they elevate their game when they just simply change labels. And that's exactly what I did. I went from these basic white labels to these black and gold. The idea was always black and gold, but I made a mistake to color the graphic in gold. So whenever I took it to get printed, it printed yellow. I forgot to tell the guy, hey, I want this in gold. He just assumed it was gonna be that color, and I mean, once it prints, it's yellow. So I didn't like it. People thought it was a nice label, but it was still not good enough for me. So then I changed it. I did it right. I asked the guy, hey, I want it black and gold. How can I do it? So he guided me. He told me, look, just change the yellow to white, and whatever you want in gold, just change it to white, and that's that. So that's exactly what I did. And so I continued selling that formula, that initial formula. But as a beer company owner, or as a business owner, period, you always have to, reinvent your product or see what you can do to make it better. So the last few weeks, I've been working my butt off trying to find a formula that fits my standards. I've been trying to create a scent, like literally create a scent. I've been in business for about 6 months barely as a beer company, and I feel like in 6 months I've accomplished a lot as far as just in general, labels, presentation, formulas and whatnot. Why did I pick Oak Cliff Beer Kingdom as a name? Well, I left this out from the story, but when I started selling the body oils, we started as the Fragrance Fam. Why the Fragrance Fam? Because it was my wife and I, and even our kids were involved at one point. That would help us label the fragrances. My wife came up with the name, and she just said, hey, let's be the Fragrance Fam. I didn't like the logo, to be honest. The company that designed it for me, I mean, it was okay, but I wasn't happy. And then I decided to change the name and the logo. So I think the guy didn't like it. He's like, why are you gonna change your name? People already know you as the Fragrance Fam. But I had barely used the logo, maybe a few weeks. I'm like, you know what? Whatever. I know there, people have a certain way of viewing things, but I have my own. So I'm like, you know what? That's not what I like. Then I changed the name to the Fragrance Kingdom. Well, my wife came up with the name, and I'm like, yeah, I like it. Why not? I changed the logo. The logo was also a lion, with, I believe it had a crown, and it just said the Fragrance Kingdom. So when I decided to start a beer company, I paid attention, and everybody is, so-and-so beer co, so-and-so beer co, so-and-so beer company. So I'm like, you know what? I want to be different, and I'm going to stick with the Kingdom. I thought about it. Okay, but what's gonna go with Kingdom. And I finally just came up with the idea, you know what, I've been here in Oak Cliff for about 20 years of my life, which is pretty much most of my life. And I said, why not call it Oak Cliff Beer Kingdom? I asked my wife, she gave me the approval, and that's how it started, fellas. That's the whole story of how Oak Cliff Beer Kingdom came to be. I know it's not like the most amazing story ever, but it's my story and it's beautiful to me. So hey, it is what it is. You can hate all you want. It's my story, all right? But what I want to say is, welcome to Oak Cliff Beer Kingdom. Please, 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 if you liked this video, please, 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 subscribe, like the video, click the notification bell. That way you can get notified every time I upload a video. Also, like I said, if you like this video, click the like button. If you didn't like it, please tell me in the comments below why you didn't like it or how I can improve. You know, I just don't want to talk about my products. I want to be able to bring more to the table to you guys, all right? So if you want to see what I do on a day-to-day basis, if you want to know more about, I don't know, if I'm tying my shoe or doing a workout, you know, let me know if you want to see. I know this doesn't seem like I'm working out, but trust me, I've been working out for the last few days and I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it, all right? Thank you so much for watching, fellas. Again, I appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. All right, fellas, God bless you. Take care, and I'll see you next time, all right?